It took me 10 years to understand something that could have saved me from so much pain. 10 years of chasing the wrong things, losing people I cared about, and waking up every day feeling like I was running in circles. And if you give me just 8 minutes of your time, I'll share exactly what those 10 years taught me, so you don't have to waste yours. Let me start with this. Sometimes life doesn't teach you through success. It teaches you through pain. And if you ignore the pain, it keeps repeating the same lessons until you finally listen. For years, I didn't listen. I thought hard work alone was enough. I thought I could force life to go my way. But life has its own way of humbling you. I want you to imagine something. You've been climbing a mountain for years, sweating, struggling, pushing through storms, only to realize you've been climbing the wrong mountain. That's what my first 10 years of adult life felt like. I was chasing success without purpose, people without peace, and validation instead of self-worth. And that's the first big truth I learned. You can't win the wrong race. You can work yourself to death trying to prove you're enough, trying to impress people who don't even care. But if your reasons aren't coming from within, you'll always feel empty when you get there. I used to think success meant being busy. But busyness isn't success. It's often distraction. Distraction from facing the uncomfortable truth that we don't know what we really want. So ask yourself right now, are you climbing the right mountain? Because if you're not, no amount of effort will make you feel fulfilled. The second thing I learned, painfully, is that not everyone is meant to understand your journey. For the longest time, I tried to explain myself. I wanted people to approve, to see my vision, to get what I was doing. But the truth is, most people won't. They'll call you strange when you start changing. They'll say you've changed when you finally start respecting yourself. They'll think you're arrogant when you stop tolerating disrespect. And I had to learn the hard way. Your peace will begin the moment you stop trying to convince people who have already decided not to believe in you. I used to think I needed support to grow. But what I really needed was solitude, time to think, to breathe, to figure out who I was without the noise. Sometimes silence is the only teacher that gets through to you. So if you're walking alone right now, maybe it's not loneliness. Maybe it's transformation. The third lesson took me the longest to accept. Pain is not your enemy. Denial is. For years, I ran from pain. I buried myself in work, in distractions, in relationships that kept me from being alone with my thoughts. I didn't want to face the things that broke me. But here's what happens when you avoid pain. It doesn't disappear. It just waits. It waits until one day it explodes into your life and forces you to face what you've been running from. When I finally sat with my pain, I realized it wasn't there to destroy me. It was there to show me what needed healing. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every failure was trying to guide me back to myself. Pain is feedback. It's the universe's way of saying something needs to change. And once I stopped fighting it, life started to open up. I began to grow. I started seeing that pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. If you're in pain right now, stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? That one shift changes everything. And the fourth truth, maybe the hardest one, you won't feel ready, and that's exactly when you need to start. I wasted so many years waiting for the perfect moment, the right mindset, the right plan, the right confidence. But the truth is, you'll never feel ready. You'll never feel perfectly prepared to take that leap, to end that toxic relationship, to start that business, to finally go after the life you want. Because fear never leaves. It just changes shape. What I've learned is that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move with it. The first time I spoke publicly, my hands were shaking. The first time I said no to someone who disrespected me, my voice cracked. The first time I changed my direction in life, I felt lost. But every single time, something inside me grew stronger. You won't get confidence before you start. You get it by starting. So stop waiting for the fear to go away. Take action while you're scared. That's how you take your power back. And here's the final truth that ties everything together. Healing doesn't mean you'll never feel pain again. It means pain won't control you anymore. You'll still have bad days. You'll still doubt yourself, but you'll also know how to stand back up faster. You'll know that nothing is permanent, not the sadness, not the loneliness, not the confusion. Everything you go through is shaping you into the person you're meant to become. You're not behind in life. You're just in training. Those 10 years of struggle didn't break me. They refined me. They burned away the parts of me that were built on fear and revealed the parts that were built on truth. And maybe that's what pain does. It strips away the illusions until all that's left is what's real. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Stop running from the lessons life is trying to teach you. The pain you're feeling isn't random, it's direction. The setbacks aren't punishment, they're redirection. Every hard moment is a conversation between you and your future self saying, keep going, you're getting closer. You don't need 10 years to figure this out like I did. You just need 8 minutes and the courage to apply what you've heard today. So tell me this, what's one thing life has been trying to teach you lately, but you keep ignoring? Drop it in the comments. You might just help someone who's fighting the same battle. If this message hit home, hit that like button, not for me, but as a promise to yourself that you'll start listening to your lessons sooner. And if you're serious about growing stronger, calmer, and wiser, subscribe, because the next 8 minutes might just change the next 10 years of your life.